Welcome back to my channel. We're going to start with the BH Studio Pro Total Coverage Concealer. I'm going to be using it on my eyelids to cover up the discoloration that I have. Now I'm going to be dipping into the Laura Lee Los Angeles Cat's Pajamas, picking up the shade Bomb Diggity. Now I'm going in with Nudie Patootie, another Laura Lee Los Angeles, shade Streaking. For the same palette, I'm using Reveal. And then on a fluffier brush, I am using the shades Streaking and Reveal mixed together. And now I am going to dip into the shade Butt Naked. If you could see what I was doing, I was dipping into Nakey Nakey, which is another shade from the palette. And in it again with the Cat's Pajamas, we are using the shade Cray Cray. And I cannot find my brush. Back in with Nudie Patootie, I'm dipping into Nakey Nakey and Butt Naked. Now I'm going to go in with the concealer again that we used in the beginning. I'm going to take it on a flat concealer brush so that I can just lighten up the area on my eyelid. And right here I'm trying to decide which color I want to use. I decided to go in with the gold from the Nudie Patootie palette, shade All Natural. Taking that on my ring finger and just patting it where I put the concealer. And here I'm going in with just a couple of the brushes I used earlier to soften up the edges. That way there's no harsh lines. And then I'm going to be dipping into the Nakey Nakey and Butt Naked again. That way I can just make sure everything is blended evenly. Now I'm going to be dipping into the shade Bear, which is a really pretty peachy pink kind of color. I'm using that to soften up the top of the eyelid. That way nothing looks harsh. And now I'm going to be taking my brow pencil and just filling in my eyebrows, making sure that they look even. I'm not going for a thick eyebrow, really just adding color where my eyebrows don't grow. we're going to fast forward here, we're going to use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and that is a tongue twister. Also, if you hear thunder, just know we are having a lot of storms. I am from Florida. And right about here, I decided my hair was on my nerves. I was going to put it up, play with my bangs. I'm scratch my nose, apparently. I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, shade 15, Ivory. And right here, I'm going back in with that concealer. I'm just going to push it right up to my eye. I'm having issues getting it out of the squeezy tube currently. And then I'm going to take my brush and just kind of make sure it gets all the way up to my eyelashes. That way you can't see any of the dark circles. And then after that, I'm going to be using my sponge just to make it look flawless. And here I am going to be using a translucent loose powder. I'm going to take it on my sponge, apply it to my under eye, make sure everything stays in place, nothing's moved, everything will just stay flawless. And here I'm going to be going in with the BH Cosmetics bronzer just to add some color to my skin, because at this point I made myself look like a ghost. Please do not ask me what I am doing with my face right now. I'm pretty sure I was singing the song that was playing in the background. I am using the shade Seclusion here. And here I am again looking for something that I should know where it is. Still looking, and here I go. Next scene, I found it, and I'm going back in with the Butt Naked shade from Nudie Patootie. And here I am, dipping into the Butt Naked with my little brush and blending it on my lower lash line. Here I decided I needed to look at my face. Going back in with Nudie Patootie and picking up the shade Uncover and popping that on my brow bone in my inner corner. Now I'm picking up my eye pencil. It's black shade. It dries matte, and I'm popping that on my upper lash line and lower lash line. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Matte Magic Mist and Setting Spray. I'm going to spray it all over my face, let it get nice and wet, and then I'm going to take my eyeshadow palette that I had next to me and kind of like use it as a fan. Next, I'm going to be using my sponge to kind of just like push everything in. That way it looks just like skin and not like I have makeup on my face. And next I'm going to be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, applying that to the upper and lower lashes. And here I am using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Golden Flower Crown. And here I'm going to be using the Vintage Cashmere Lip Pencil in the shade Mocha. And here I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick. I honestly don't even remember which shade this is, but it's a very nude kind of color. then on top I add a Steve Laurent lip gloss in the shade Posh.